Hello teacups, what's brewing? Excuse the terrible echo, we are currently in a bathroom. Welcome to our guest bathroom. I had a few people ask me to do a makeup, not tutorial, but just kind of a get ready with me. I have trouble filming those, that's why we're in the bathroom, because my ensuite is very small, it doesn't really have anywhere to set up a camera, and the lighting is very yellow, it makes it very hard to see the makeup. So I tend to just be standing at random places in the house to do mine. But given that I wanted to come in here and try, we're here. Okay, I've already put my face makeup on. Usually I'm not wearing my wig and I'll just put my makeup on, do my eyes and then put my wig on after. But obviously for YouTube, maybe not. If it really irritates me, I might just take it off. Congratulations. But today we're going to be using the Blueberry Muffin palette because I've been going on about this for a little while. It's a nice affordable. I was thinking of doing my Natasha Denona Love palette, but it's expensive and this is a lot more accessible. I think this retails for $18, and I think recently there was a sale on the BH Cosmetics site and it was like $13. Their quality has been really good in their recent palettes. I don't know about their older ones. I did hear there had been a quality change and that it had improved. So their older ones might not be the same, I'm not sure. But the Blueberry Muffin one is absolutely beautiful. So let's see if we can do this. So nope. So all the mirror isn't in front of you, but these are the colors and we're going to give those a try today. I am going to just show you my brushes. These are the brushes I tend to use for shimmers. To be honest guys, I just tend to use my fingers, but I've got one kind of fluffier brush for blending. I've got one flat brush which is quite dense and quite short, and I've got one that kind of goes in the middle. Yeah, it's a bit flatter than the fluffy, but it's still reasonably soft and big. The silver ones are a Sephora set I got. I don't even know, right? I think I got this one while I was in China. I've also got a more pointed one there for detail work. It tends to be good just for under the lower lash line. Again, it's the same set. It's the Sephora Precision Smudge 4. And then I've got this one from NYX. It's, you're not going to be able to see this very well. It's a very, very small, no, should I do the beauty YouTube thing? It's a very, very small detail brush and it just uses for the inner corner. I will sometimes just poke myself in the eye and do it with my little finger because I'm not fancy. I have a color swatch cleaner thing as well, so you can just go in there. But to be honest, the colors I use are similar enough, it doesn't tend to matter. All right, so we're going to try this. And, I've got a mirror right here because we've got a mirrored side to this wall. So I might be cutting in and out as I get a bit closer because I'm not used to doing my makeup in the camera. This is kind of new for me. I am going to prime my eyes with, what's this, MAC in Painterly. If you don't want to pay MAC prices, there are definitely other primers out there. I do have the e.l.f. Putty Primer upstairs. Which looks very, very similar, that I haven't actually tried out yet, so I can't recommend, but hopefully it'll be the same because it's a lot cheaper. But I do really like this. I will pay the money for it. Same with the MAC Fix Plus. I do set my face with that and I do find it to be the best one, in my opinion. So I pay the money for those, but the other things, there's no reason to pay huge amounts of money when you can get good quality at a better price. Let's put it that way. All right. You're gonna have to excuse my nails through all of this because they're terrible right now. They're really terrible right now. So I'm just priming my eyes with the Painterly paint pot. I always prime, I always set because I'm usually at work for however many hours a day and then in extreme temperatures. So I like my face to stay where I put it. I also have very hooded eyes and so things tend to transfer up, which is why I tend to use the NYX glitter primer on shimmers and things. Some shimmers are better, to be honest. If you don't have that problem, you probably aren't going to need it with this. I put it on everything because I just know what my issues are. But if you have less hooded eyes, you're probably going to be fine without it, if I'm honest. I'm going to try and put on the screen maybe a picture showing you the colour I'm using rather than kind of being up here because it's going to be difficult. But I'm going to go in with the shade Fluffy. It's as close to my skin tone as this palette has. And all I'm doing is I'm putting it right where my brow bone kind of starts. Not my brow bone, my eye socket. Oh, I'm not good at this, guys. My eye socket kind of starts. I'm just going to blend a little bit into there before we start getting into any kind of deeper colors, because that's going to help me when it comes to blending out. So I just want a little bit on there to give me a boost later. Makes it easier, you know. We're then going to go in with the shade Decadent. It's the darkest shade in the palette. Sometimes I will build up from the lightest and then go darker in the crease. This one I've done a little bit, and I know that this blends out a lot. If you work it, it will really blend out. And while it looks like a dark brown, it actually blends out to kind of a plummy burgundy. So the effect, once it's diffused, can be quite soft. So I'm not going to worry about it. But if it was very, very dark and didn't diffuse well, I'd probably build up to this color. You see how light that diffuses out compared to what the color started as? Now later we will go into the crease with one of the finer brushes to make it a little darker there. But for now, that's fine, because it's just, you can always go back into that yummy and use it here. I'll probably go in at the end and just blend out the edges a little bit. I won't worry about it too much till most of it's on. So I'm going to do that the same to the other eye. I will sometimes, especially, oh, see how it's built up slightly there, just clear that off, excuse my nails. Just clear that off. Because I have a lot of kind of extra skin in the folds of my eyes, I will sometimes just hold it out slightly, because otherwise I can end up with these lines as the skin moves around a little bit. So the best way to get a smoother blend is just to go in holding it and move it around that way. And then you can always go around. Otherwise I just get really harsh lines where the skin is kind of folded over itself. I'm like, oh, that's not what I was looking for at all. So as you can see, that's given it a nice wash of colour. So now that that wash is on, it's going to be easier to blend things through. I'm going to go into a more flat packer brush, and I'm just going to go into the crease and give it a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to take this brush right here, nice and flat. I'm going to go back into the same colour. Don't forget when you're doing this just to tap your brush off, okay? I'm going to go into the same colour, and I'm just going to give a little bit more depth right here. Just pat it on for a minute so it is much deeper, and we can always go in and blend that out later. We just need it to have a bit more impact because we don't want everything blended out. It's okay if it looks a bit crazy. I'm then going to take probably the in-between brush, the kind of half flat, half fluffy, and I'm just going to blend it in with a bit more precision, because the big one will just diffuse it right out, whereas this one will just help to soften it up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more on the edge here going in. I realise there's quite a lot of harsh lines on the lid, but they're going to be covered up by a shimmer, so why would you bother blending them out? I mean, save yourself the work, no one's going to see it, you're going to cover it up. Save yourself the issue. I'm actually going to take, I'm not going to put any more product on this brush, but there is some on it. So just with what's left over, I'm going to start going down under my eye. I do sometimes use that detail brush I show you for that, but this is already there, why not? In this case, I've probably gone to about center of the eye pupil level. I'll bring something bright out down into it when I'm done. Okay, this is the point at which I usually put on the primer, because I'm going to go into the shimmers. Like I said, for this palette, this is probably a step you don't need, but I like to be safe than sorry. And it's just going to go over that shadow. That's why I didn't bother blending that in, because I knew I wanted the blended out edges, but I knew all this was going to get covered, so it wasn't going to matter. Now I'm going to go in with, I kind of want some blue in this look, but I'm not sure. Do I want to just keep it on this kind of purpley pinky look? Now let's go for it. So I'm going to go in with the colour Tempting, which I really love. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. No. This is why the beauty YouTubers do the things. Oh well, whatever. I'll put it on my eye and you'll find out. So just on the tip of my finger, I'm using my middle finger right now, so excuse me, I'm not flipping you the bird. And I'm just keeping that on the outer edge, yeah? I don't want it to go too far in. I am gonna get lighter and blend in some other colors. So I just want that lovely color. It does have, you can't really see it on camera, but it does have a touch of a kind of reddish purple reflect. So while you might be like, blue and burgundy, what are you doing? Actually, it is a lot more similar than you would think. It's able to work with them. It's not too jarring. So I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to go into another shimmer called Yummy. Yummy isn't too light of a shimmer, and it can just go in the center right here. Just blend them out a little bit, tap it on, and then you can blend the two together. Just on the edge to give it a little bit more of a soft line. So I'm just going to bring that over. I don't want to cover up the blue, but I want it to meld nicely. So there we have that. I'm just going to wipe my fingers off with a makeup wipe. There are a few lighter tone shimmers that are really nice in the inner corner. I think I'm probably going to go for the shade Crumble. Now this one I don't always have luck with a brush, but I'm just going to try maybe spraying it so I can get a little bit more precision, because I usually just go in with my finger, but it can be a bit of a botch job on occasion. So I just want to bring this into the inner corner to lighten that up. Nah, I think I'm going to have to go in with my finger. No, don't like it. Okay, so we're going to go in, Crumble just on my little finger. There we go. And I'm going to build that out. And again, I'm going to go back to the finger that had Yummy on it. I might just dip in again and again just to blend out that line. I want it to have a nice, not quite an ombre, but I want it to blend out nicely. So just bringing that across. I'm then going to take the fluffy brush I had, and I'm just going to go back into the crease, not pressing very hard, but just if there's been any flicks or bits, just smooth it on out a little bit. And that's mostly the colour done there. What I am going to do is I'm going to match up the other eye, and then I'm going to get probably, this is a highlighter I have, it's a MAC highlighter, Skin Finish, dog's joining us, in the shade Sky's the Limit, Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This was a collaboration with a name I can't say. I think it was a Korean influencer. It was available in Saudi. I don't know if it was a Middle Eastern thing or if it was also available in the West, but they do have a way of repackaging already existing colors. So Sky's the Limit is the color you're looking for. I use this as a highlighter. I'm using it as a highlighter today, but just very faintly under my blush. But it's a lovely icy color with a slight gold reflect. And what I'm probably going to do is use my little brush here, and I'm just going to go in to my very inner corner and then down into my lash line here, and I'm going to have it meet up with the purple just to brighten that up right there. I like having a nice bright inner corner, and that will just blend straight in. All right, so I'm going to match up that other eye again, just blue, the mid, the white, the inner corner, and going around, and I'll be back in a second. So this is the look on both eyes now. You can see that blue going into a purple, going to a pink with a slightly lighter inner corner. I just took a fluffy bit, that's still a little bit messed up. In a second, I'm just gonna come out and wipe this out. This is what I mean by if I'm not holding it back, it gets kind of stuck in the lines. So I'll just take it up and I'll buff that out a little bit. But I was going to put on eyeliner and I'm thinking maybe no, maybe I'll just end up putting on mascara. I'm using the Princess Lash mascara. It's quite a cheap, the brand is Essence. It's really readily available here in the UK. It's very cheap and it works wonders. So that's what I'm doing. Let me just put on some mascara and I'll be right back with you. Here we are, mascara is on. I think it's enough, I don't think I need a liner. I'm just going to pop on some lipstick. This is actually one I grabbed out of H&M of all places in the shade In a Nutshell. And I tell you what, the lipstick isn't bad. And that's all we're doing today. If you're interested in what face products I use, I'll stick it down below. But that's it. Let's take you off the stand, let you see a little clearer. Yeah, so that's where we are today. It's a really great palette. I really love it. I recommend it, especially if you can get it on sale. It's like $13. Definitely worth it. So I hope you enjoyed and I will see you all again next time. Bye-bye.